Hello, hello. My name is Caveman only, and welcome to installment 20-something of my Underground Ironman series. I told you guys that I'd be uploading again today, back-to-back weekends, might I add, rarer than third age, because you guys know how long it takes me to do anything meaningful on my account these days. But I have another action-packed episode waiting for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as the last one. I don't need to do these intros anymore, so let's cut the crap and get to the chase. '62 construction. It's now the second level that I have actually achieved through proper construction training. I've sort of maximized my meta all the way to 72 already, which is building 2 limestone attack stones here in the games room for 10 bricks each, and then running over here to the bedroom and making 2 limestone fireplaces for a total of 24 bricks, teleporting out with a one-click sphere to Dorgish Khan, banking, rinse, repeat. And I've got a dust battle staff that I've wielded for to save inventory space for house teleports. So that's my rough construction meta. It's about 20k XP an hour, which isn't the worst thing in the entire world. It's pretty bad for construction. But yeah, it's going to be a long, long road to 72 construction. But hopefully, by the end of this year, I will have 72 so I can boost to make a Gilded Altar to train prayer before I get to raids. Boom. Halfway to yet another 99. And I have 2 other levels coming in shortly after. 97 hit points and just a few thousand XP, as well as 88 Slayer. Big, big level right there. 97 hit points. Only 2 of those left. It's going to be a long, long time before I see the next one. But I'm very excited. We're getting pretty good, I'm not going to lie. So 97 hit points, that will definitely be my next 99 stat. Followed probably pretty closely by some of my other melee stats. I plan on getting 96 attack, then 96 defense, and then finally training on control with the whip all the way to 99 maxed melees. So 97 hit points, next on deck, 88 Slayer. Boom! First one of those in a while, 64 prayer. I already did the math, and I think I have up to about 72 prayer banked already. In the event that I use all of those bones on a Gilded Altar in my POH before raids. So, prayer's coming along quite nicely. 64 from just burying bones is really not so bad. I think I'll only need, a couple thousand more, like, baby dragon bones to get up to level 77 so I can use Rigor and Augury once I get those scrolls. And, straight after that, we also have another level that I haven't seen in quite a while. 88 Slayer. First level since the Cave Krakens, probably about a month ago. And nothing exciting at this level, unfortunately. 2 more levels until I can try and get my hands on a Dark Bow from Dark Beasts. But really, we're aiming for 91 in the short term now to get to Cerberus and try and get our hands on the Primordial Crystal, which could be my next gear upgrade. Okay, I'm on a Moss Giant task. I've been saving my keys for a little while. We have 15 keys here, and I'm going to go in like a true Chad with all 15 keys and see if I can't get all of these in one go. So, let's see how this goes. Okay, 15 Moss Boss kills later, in the same inventory, by the way, and here's all the loot. A free-to-play player's dream. We got 2 rune square shields, 2 rune plate skirts. We got 6 rune full helms, 2 rune bars, 2 rune long swords, 2 rune short swords, 100 natures, 200 chaos, and 1 lonely irit leaf. For a total of 320k in a matter of maybe like 15 minutes. So it's actually pretty good GP, and those will be some nice alks in the future. But honestly, I'm a little disappointed in the loot. I was really hoping for some more runes for magic training, particularly death runes for trident charges, but I'll take what I can get. Boom. 56 cavern cardio. Many, 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 many levels to go on the monkey bars here. until I can actually do any kind of legitimate agility training. Yay. This is a bit of a different experience for me right now after many, many months of lamping construction. But these have been going on farming lately. And without further ado, 15 farming experience and Caveman Only's first farming level. October 6th, 2K18, never forget. There's a long road ahead for farming. And another one. 63 construction, 9 levels to go. This really sucks, I'm not gonna lie, but we're getting there. 64, I'm finally starting to get into the groove of this now. My long-term burden that I'm gonna run into with my construction training, though, is my amount of Dorgish Khan teleport spheres here. Because this is my only way out of my POH, essentially. Because I cannot minigame tele from inside the POH, and this is my only one-click teleport that I have that takes me underground. So making these takes a really long time, collecting the buckets of sand and making the molten glass to make these things, and they consume law runes, which means that I have fewer law runes to teleport into my POH with. So I'm okay on law runes and orbs for now, but I have 8 long construction levels to go until we can boost for the Gilded Altar. Big milestone coming in, 750 Slayer tasks in a row. We have a lot more tasks ahead of us because I still have 5 whole Slayer levels to go until we're done with this shit. 2,600 Slayer points, though, which is quite nice. Wow. It finally happened. That is a drop I have never had on the account. Doesn't do anything. I can't stuff it to put it in my POH, but that is an incredibly rare drop. I believe it's a 1 in 3,000 drop from Kurasks. And my kill count is 4,732. So we're well over the drop rate for this thing, which is pretty much the only item that I've ever gone over the drop rate for on my account. Every other useful PVM drop, the whip, the trident, the tentacle, the berserker ring, everything has been under the drop rate, except for this head. But that's actually kind of cool to see it on the ground there, and I will, well, basically just add that to my tab of useless and sold heads and other miscellaneous heads in the bank. But it's nice to see that finally. I really don't know where to look. Get me something else. Swamp Tar, I can do that. I have Swamp Tar in the bank. This is huge. I've consulted with God Ash via tweeters, and he has looked into the farming code for the Kelda hops patch, and he claims that the weeds will regrow in the hops patch at a certain quest state, which I think means getting all of the Kelda seeds in order to try and plant them. Now, I don't have the level to plant them, but initially my issue was that I could not get a red cape, which I needed to get the seed from this rowdy dwarf. But a viewer in the Twitch chat told me that I was able to consult the dwarf and ask for a different item. And so I've just done that, and he's asked me for some Swamp Tar, so let's go get that. Okay, I have returned. I have my Swamp Tar. I gave him a Swamp Tar. I now have all 4 Kelda seeds required to plant them in the patch. Now again, I do not have the farming level required to do the quest, but I think now that I have at least gathered all of the seeds that I need, there is a higher chance, I think, of having these weeds regrow in the Kelda hops patch here. That way I can actually train my farming skill. Now we need to go over here to the patch and hang out for a little bit and see if these weeds will regrow for us. Ask Rind the gardener for advice. He then gives you permission. Okay, here we go. I need some help. Humble gardener, by the way. These seeds are quite rare. Sunlight is harmful to them. Hey, that's one thing that I have in common with these seeds, apparently. Is there anything else I need to know? Take care of the weed in the patch and plant your seeds. They'll grow into hops very quickly if you're lucky. Kelda seeds have a remarkably fast grow rate. I now have permission to use this patch. So the question is, will these weeds regrow? Let's find out. When do we know it doesn't regrow? I don't know. after we wait here for an indefinite amount of time. 5 minutes? I don't know. How many game ticks does it take for weeds to regrow, people? Do we know? This is a monumental moment on my account. This is absolutely monumental. Absolutely monumental. We've just figured out how to make the weeds regrow in the Keldegrim hops patch. I now have access to farming content. Let's see that farming XP drop. Where is it? Let me see the 4 XP drop. There it is. This is actually huge. I've been playing this account for 18 months without having a proper farming training method. I thought that I was going to have to lamp all the way to 27 farming to be able to farm Golpar inside of raids. But I just figured out how to circumvent the issue with the Forgettable Tail quest in getting that final seed. He gave me a different item to turn into him for the final seed, which was a Swamp Tar. We asked for permission from Rind to use the patch, and the weeds now regrow in the patch, and I have a farming training method. This is a big day. I'm looking forward to my hourly farm runs now and my 12 farming XP. The first official farm run on the underground sometimes Ironman.
4 to 6 days later.
There we have it. 12 farming XP has been acquired on today's farm run. I can do that every 15 minutes or so, which means 4 runs an hour for roughly a rough max of 48 farming experience per hour, if I stay consistent with it and do a run every 15 minutes or so. So that's probably not going to be likely in the long run, but in the short term, I am certainly going to focus on farm runs and probably continue to lamp the skill as well, just to expedite the process of getting to 27 so I can farm in raids. There we go. Now that is what I call content. 3 farming, the first farming level actually achieved through farming. That is the first of many, many farming levels to come on the account. And it is such a relief to be able to actually train the skill. Now, if I could somehow find a way to get barley on my account, to make barley malt, I could finish the Forgettable Tail quest, which would give me a 5,000 XP boost to farming. I don't know that that's possible though, but 3 farming is achieved, the first farming level properly done on the account, and we only have 96 to go. Many hours of very boring fletching content later, and another pretty exciting level is upon us. 69 fletching. If you know anything about my account, you'll know that this is a level I've been striving for quite a while now. It's not been easy because, well, fletching unstrung iron crossbows is really not the most ideal way to train the fletching skill. But this level is big because it means in the future, at 93 Slayer, I will be able to string a rune crossbow. And I've already got the unstrung one in the bank, so now we just have 5 big Slayer levels and about 260 hours of Slayer left ahead of us until that crossbow string so we can make the rune crossbow. Well, god dang, boat. 4 farming. Nice. 23 levels to go until we can farm Golpar inside of Cox. You're joking. 5 minutes ago, I just said on stream that I cannot believe how many fire giants I've killed without hitting the rare drop table ever. And I just got my first dragon spear on the account. I don't know how useful that's gonna be, but I can get weapon poison and slap some of that on this bad boy. And I don't know, it could be useful somewhere. I'm not really sure, but that is pretty cool. I'm really glad that I got the spear instead of the shield left half. But yeah, I could use this at Corp in the future maybe, or something. I don't know. But I'm pretty stoked about this right now. That's pretty neat. 93 attack, what's up? It is time. Double digits for the farming skill. Pretty big for an underground sometimes Ironman. We still got 17 levels to go, but considering I've gotten from level 2 to level 10 farming inside of a week, that's pretty good. And we're gonna keep it up, and then we're gonna be farming in Chambers of Zarek before you know it. Hey, shout out to these guys, Vin Doggy, Rico, Twigster. Looks like they were just doing Corp or something, but I just rolled up in the lumbered cellar here to grab something really quick, and they wanted a shout out, so here it is. So shout out to you guys. Big level here. 65 construction, which is the level that I need to build a superior garden. And I've made the decision that I am going to build a superior garden, although it's on the quote-unquote surface of my POH. The trade-off, though, is that I'm going to have to build the obsidian fence, which requires 10 obsidian staves, 2 obby mauls, and 25 obby throwing rings. Now, the staves are a 1 in 4,100 drop rate from the mage guys over in Moral Wreck. I'm not going to be getting those as drops, I can promise you that. So that means I'm going to need all of the tackle to buy the staves in order to make the fence, in order to make some pools in the superior garden. One thing I've only just now realized is that I can actually build a portal chamber now. I didn't think too much about it because obviously I can't use a lot of the teleports because, well, they take you to the surface, frankly. But one important portal that I can make is the Corinne portal, which will save me a lot of law runes over time. And law runes are obviously critical for my construction training. And since I have some Pog Hog planks from Mr. Skatizo Boy, I can go ahead and make a mahogany portal frame now, which is the only one I will make. And I have the runes in my inventory here to direct me to Corinne. This is going to save me a lot of runes over time. Obviously, I just had to spend 100 casts in order to make the portal and direct it there. But once 100 teleports have been completed, which won't take me long at all, frankly, it will have paid for itself, and that's going to save me a lot of runes long-term getting to the catacombs. 89 Slayer. It's always nice to see one of these levels. They're probably 5-6 weeks apart at this point. We have 4 to go still. 4 big levels to go. Nothing exciting at this level, unfortunately. Once I get to level 90, I am going to kind of screw around a little bit and see if I can't get lucky killing some dark beasts in the catacombs and try and get a dark bow on this account just for the hell of it. But 2 big levels to go until we can finally attempt servers. All right, nice little way to end this log here. We've got yet another XP random event. I don't know why, you know, when I was lamping construction, it took me freaking like 17 years to get my final lamp. And now with farming, I get them like every other day. So anyway, this is nice to get out of the way once more. 180 farming XP, and that puts us already at 13 farming and like 2/3 of the way to 14 farming. So that is roughly a quarter of the way XP-wise to the level that I need until I can start farming in Chambers of Zarek. And with that, I believe it is time to take a look at the bank and stats. I've taken a look at my video upload history, and we have not seen the Caveman only bank in over 3 months. So let's take a look. The bank value is up to 139 million. That is up over 30 mil since the last time you saw the bank. We're still at 20 mil cash. Here is the combat tab, obviously the juicy whip and tentacle, as well as the berserker and double warrior rings here. I've also decided to pick up a bolt pouch. I bought this for 1,500 coins over in the Keldegrim market. That will come in handy when I go to raids. The juicy range capes are there as well. The magic tab is looking quite nice. We have the trident here, of course. I'm at 16,000 pure essence gathered. I think that I need approximately 25,000 pure essence in order to get me from 1 to 60 at ZMI once I get a primordial crystal. So I'm well on the way there in terms of essence. But the magic tab is looking quite strong. I don't train a whole lot of magic often these days, but we have a pretty decent stash of runes. The food tab is looking a little depleted, but I do have 460 raw sharks, not only from Kraken, but also from water fiends to cook when I get the eventual level. Also, Loach, by the way. Carrying on to the beautiful herb lore tab. This is one of my favorite tabs. I highly recommend sorting your bank this way because it, I don't know, it just looks great. Look at this. You got the grimy, the clean, the unfinished potion, the secondary, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 dose corresponding potions. So the potion tab is looking a little bit weaker than it has in the past, particularly because I just haven't acquired a whole lot of secondaries these days. But the potion tab is looking quite nice. Also, a juicy stack of 284 weeds. Nice. Here's the crafting and mining tab. I have 1,700 amethyst here waiting to be cut into bolt tips after I have the appropriate fletching and crafting level. Smack those bad boys onto the broad bolt stack. Aside from that, nothing too interesting or new here. I also have a whole bunch of unenchanted bracelets here that will eventually be turned into the bracelets for Slayer. Here's the Slayer tab. 13 totems still awaiting me in the bank, as well as 9 long bones and 1 curved bone obtained today as I was editing this video. Already a nice hefty chunk of construction XP waiting to be had. But we're getting quite a few alks here in the Slayer tab. Here's the Dragon Spear that was obtained this episode. Quite nice. I look forward to using that at Corp, and also for the Czar thieving method, which I will speak about probably in the next progress video. Here's the tools tab. Nothing too exciting here, but I have my stash of planks as well as the limestone bricks that I've worked on banking in order to train this skill. Fashionscape tab here. Nothing too exciting. I moved a few things out of here into the costume room. Nothing to write home about here. And then finally, the collection tab. Again, none of this has any use to me whatsoever, except for my little rock golem pet here. The Curask head that was obtained this episode as well. So there's the bank. And for a final look at the Caveman statistics, 1,541 total level. That is up 84 levels in the last 2 videos. We are also at a total 80 million total experience. That's looking pretty good. Obviously, between the last episode and this one, we've gotten many construction levels, as well as a good start on farming and a couple some big Slayer levels as well. So there are the stats. We've got a long way to go. Next on deck, I'm looking at 70 agility, 72 herb lore, 72 construction, some prayer training once I make a gilded altar, try and get the prayer up to get ready for the dexterous and arcane prayer scrolls from raids when we get there. 80 cooking would be nice to cook those sharks in the bank. And of course, we are working on the Slayer grind as always, probably through the rest of 2018. That's all I've got for you guys this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed as much as I have, especially for the farming content. I mean, come on, I didn't train farming on this account for a year and a half, and now all of a sudden, boom, look at that. I have weeds over there waiting for me to rake them already. So get excited about the farming content. Leave a like for the Cave Kona farming content. Thank you so much for watching, and I will probably see you in the next, 2 to 3 months or years for the next episode.